Yo, what's happening, people, man? Can't lie to you. It's crazy, man. A lot of people messaging me recently. It's been a minute. Big up everyone, man. I've been busy with life for the last 4 weeks. A lot of people at me, messaging me privately, inviting me to shows, telling me to do content. Big up, by the way, I've had probably about 5 to 10 people coming up to me in person, shouting me, "Yo, Ches, I see you on streams. Yo, Ches, I see you doing this." I appreciate that. Cause I barely even post, but I'm back and I'm back amongst this crap. This club is really doing the most. It's hard to be objective, but people cook me either way. I can't win in it, but I'm trying my best to talk to you guys and try and bring the realness because I feel that's what people like. People don't like people who are too polarized. People like A and B. Which one should I go? I try and be a bit more objective and to give you guys a point of view. A bit everyone in the building, man. Put your comments in how you're feeling about the situation. Because right now, there's a lot going on, and not a lot of it is very good. I'll be honest with you. Liam, Razuna, Matisse, what is going on there? I've got my manager, Maresca, who actually backed and rated being sacked for no reason. Bro, it was New Year's Eve yesterday, right? Let me brush my hair, chat. Yeah, New Year's Eve yesterday, chat. New Year's Eve yesterday, chat. And instead of me enjoying my New Year's, he explained to me, chat, why I'm being atted about my football club. Can you guys explain it to me? I'm being atted about my football club on New Year's Eve because this stupid club can't just have one good Christmas time where things are okay and then you can keep it moving. Be out everyone in the building early. Be out Lewis for the redirect. Everyone's coming over. This team's going to get clipped up. People are going to want to know what you're thinking. Put your comments in below. I want to see what everyone's saying in it. Let me know what you lot are saying. I have a lot to answer for, but why is it I'm the spokesperson? Why is it people would think that the club's paying me, you know? You know that, Master Blue? You would think the club is paying me. The way people chat to me is like I'm involved in the club. Maybe people are foreshadowing my success. Is that where it is? Is that where it is? If people looking forward to me working at Chelsea Football Club and having some insight? Like, are people think, but the thing is, people think I get paid by the club to be objective. I thought being objective and being real and being honest was kind of normal, but apparently it's not. Because people will come up to me in the flipping street in some random places, by the way. Yo, are you Ches? Are you Ches, yeah? Oh, yeah, Ches, I see you talking about that. I'm like, what the hell, bro? Like, what the hell is going on? To be everyone who's showing me love. But at the same time, why am I becoming the spokesperson for everyone's opinions? Like, what the hell? I've got a lot to answer for because people want me to like, is it A or B? Is it C or D? Is it 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6? Is it black or is it white? Is it chalk or is it cheese? No, you decide, bro. Like I'm an idiot. Bro. And the thing is, in person, nobody will say it to my face. Nobody will say it to my face. Nobody will say it to my face. No one will say it to my face. That's the funniest thing. No, Rob gets cooked as well. Rob will be on here. He gets cooked as well, to be fair. BR81 Sav. By the way, I don't know any of you guys' names. I'm good at Mafia, by the way. I'm very, very good at Mafia. But I don't know everyone's names. Come up with a YouTube name. BR81 Sav. Never foul. Big six packs are on to you. Listen, I think when you have a certain opinion, A1 Sav, it is one of them ones, isn't it? People always they try and gun for you. The rules are the rules, isn't it? I don't make the rules. The game's the game. You've heard that before. The game's the game. It is what it is, sort of thing, isn't it? But all I can say is I can't answer for everybody. Yeah. I can only go off what I think is true, innit? And if people want to disagree with me, I'll be like, yo, Ches, like, I think what you're saying there is rubbish, or I think this, I think that. There's only so much I can really say in it. But happy New Year to everybody in the building, man. My first time streaming for 4 weeks. I will be live every day again. Being inconsistent. I was more on featuring other people's shows than on my own show, ironically. But I think it's about time that his Wi-Fi bugged out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi here, boys. I can't help that. I think we're back now. But yeah, I think it's about time that people got my point of view, my own channel, and people heard from my point of view what I think about the whole situation, what's going on, and why I think. I'll give you my takes. But I want you guys to put in the comments, get on to me. What have I said or you've heard me say would you disagree with? I need everybody in the comments to put in the comments below, what have I said on the stream or online, on TikTok, on Twitter, whatever, or if you see me in person, what have I said which is putting me in the limelight for people to think I'm a Chelsea spokesperson? Because apparently now I am a Chelsea spokesperson. And I think, okay, this is a mad introduction, by the way. Be like, yeah, stay in the background. I'll be on in literally 2 minutes. I'll bring him in. I think the reason why people see me as a Chelsea spokesperson is because when Chelsea were doing well, and I was the one saying, be objective, the project is going the way I think it will, people now using that as a stick to hit me with, now the project isn't looking so good. Do you get me? But no, Hero Keen, bro, like I respect everyone on my channel. Just let me know what I've said, and then I'll respond to it. Do you get me? And if you want a super chat to become priority, you can put a super chat in. I don't disrespect anybody. All rivals come on my channel, like my channel, because I keep it real. I respond to everybody and everybody. Do you get me? So let me know what I've said, and I'll bring you in. Smash that like button as well.
Hey, Happy New Year, Ches'S. You know what I'm saying? That's our way of saying Happy New Year. Big up the chat. Big up yourself, bro.
Hey, I say in a minute, man. Hope you're good. Separately.
Yeah, bro. I'm good, man. I'm
Hope
good.
you're
Listen.
separately and on a non-football team. Hope you're good. Be at your every single time. Channel down
Nah,
below. It's been a minute since I've done all this. I've streamed for a long time.
bro, you know what's mad? I was thinking, yo, Chess ain't hit me up in time, bro. Like, is he streaming?
Yeah,
Then I checked the
people
stream. I was
messaging
like,
me,
yeah,
yo, Chess, you going live? What's going on? Nothing deep. I just was not on YouTube. I was only
yeah.
featuring few channels here and there. But I hope this is all good. I'll send you a link right now, bro.
You know what it is, yeah? Obviously, I was on Hossam's channel last night, and you know he does the Ahwa show, so we were there, whatever. And obviously, throughout the day, we were getting a little bit of briefs here and there, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Now we were getting I feel big up
Yeah,
to
so let
Daniel, yeah. He
everyone
said,
know what you're talking about. Are you talking about before the sacking?
the Maresca thing, bro. Like, that's the main thing, innit? Obviously. And obviously, we started hearing news that, what's it called? I think maybe it's a never a foul thing, innit? We ain't seen you there in ages. This is one of them. But the thing is, yeah, I think someone put it in my chat yesterday because I started doing Afghan watch alongs, and someone was like, I think 4 o'clock, they were sending me, oh, there's a rumor about Maresca probably being sacked, da, 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 da.
How
And
did
it
you
just
feel
gave,
when that rumor came out, Yasser? How
no,
did
but
you feel?
when the rumor came up, I knew that this is something that can happen because I spoke about it last week. Like from the manager, because it made sense. Because think of it like this, yeah. Let me tell you what happened. Think of it like this. Because remember the 48 hours comment thing? Do you remember? Oh, I ain't got back.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago now, or
Was it
last
after
weekend.
Leeds I don't remember what game it was, but it was one of the
Yeah,
Atalanta,
it
something
was
like that.
between Leeds and Bournemouth.
One of those games. He came out and
Yeah.
said, "I ain't been back like this."
Oh no,
Then
that's it. It was sorry to interrupt you. It was after Bournemouth Atlanta game.
that's it. So what then happened was I found out later. I don't remember how, but I
And then we
found out
beat
later.
Everton. Then we beat
Then
Everton after.
that apparently someone at the club showed him one of the Matt Law videos.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that.
which is in my mind, I was like, okay, cool, I get it now. He's essentially just saying, "Yo, like, get off my back," and it. Like, I've just because at first, cool, he has to prove himself. He has gotten us one of the targets, top four, got us a couple of trophies. In that way, you now let the guy have some, like, show him that you trust him a little bit. Do you get me? Back off him a little bit. Let him do his thing. Does that make sense? And I feel like man's a co-editor of the Maresca, bro.
Oh, the way it's going right now, I'm out.
JJ's trolling. Do you
Bro.
know what I mean?
No, generally, Maresca needs to email me. Chelsea need to email me because apparently I'm a spokesperson here. So we'll continue.
But this is the thing, though. Yeah, my thing is from that moment I started to kind of realize that there's something going on in it, and bro, at some point you can't have someone towering over your head, like especially the whole like you need a debrief after every game. Then there was certain games recently where they were going in the changing room and that. Like it's just too much headache, and you see it in the way the players are as well. Obviously, they're frustrated with the results. They're frustrated with the way they're playing. Like some people are doing the whole "what's going on with Palmer?" He's angry, brother. He's also angry because he's not performing. Everything he's trying is not going. Do you get it? It's like you can have two types of frustrations, but I think yes, like the Bournemouth game, the recent one, like the last game, I think when I heard something about him being ill and he's not at the press conference, I was outside in it, so I didn't really check Twitter or anything. I recorded my match reaction in the car, went back to wherever I was, and then when I got home, I realized he never done a post match reaction, or what's it called,
Yeah,
post match.
he was ill apparently.
He was ill, and then later it came out he weren't ill, whatever. I was like, yeah, cool, it is what it is. And then the rumors just started becoming more and more. And bro, listen, at the end of the day, I knew that there's a possibility that if the results don't go a certain way, there's a thing called the Italian head loss, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know that at a certain point that it's gonna go left. Like we knew that it could happen, and we may thought that do it end of the season. But you see, what annoyed me the most is when they said that, especially I think it was yesterday when they said that they want to bring forward Maresca to review from the summer to now, but they didn't really want to bring forward the sporting director spirit. Like, would you get it? Like, they don't want to bring their review forward. Why about you review them then? Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we're gonna speak on that when the panel comes, but that's basically the main point. Like, it's jarring me. Let me respond to the comments you're saying. You could interrupt if you want to. Like, I'm getting comments like this. By the way, these are regular viewers. You've probably seen them on your channel. He said Ches'S wasn't Maresca. I don't know if he's saying me, but he's saying Ches'S wasn't Maresca out when super fans like Ms. Eunice, Nini, and Matisse pointed him out. That proves he's always been clear at the plant. Are you saying that I didn't join the bandwagon?
You don't get it, man. So, some of these men are just you know what side they come from.
I'm not
Bro.
trying to be rude, just here.
They come from the mineral side, bro. That's what they do in my chat sometimes as well, bro. They just come and say, "Oh, you."
But it's this guy saying that I said that I didn't want him out, so that makes me a Clear Lake plant.
Yeah, no, the whole sentence don't make sense. If you didn't want him out and you still didn't want him out now,
if I was a Clear Lake plant, I would want him out and I would join Miz in that, wouldn't I?
Big up, Couch, man. You know what it is, though?
Yeah, big up.
My thing is, you can still, bro, because this whole thing don't make sense to me, yeah. Because I never didn't necessarily want the manager out. I disagreed with some of the things he's done, but things can go wrong within the season, and I also knew that the manager is inexperienced. So there's certain things that he's gonna do that common sense tells you he's inexperienced. He's gonna make these mistakes, like some of the substitutions against United and stuff like that, which we said he didn't learn from it, and then we felt like he learned from it afterwards. That it's not just the players improving, but also him. However, I feel like you not backing him is something big in a certain way because we knew that was part of the way he plays. Does that make sense? So like a Colwell, another centre back like Colwell or something like that. That profile is something important in the way he plays, and we see it now because we needed someone like that to break the lines. We can't do it with Tosin because we then have to drop our line backwards. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though we have other issues on the field too, but it would have made it less. If he was backed, I think we'd look more at Maresca than we'd look at the sporting directors.
100%. Listen, big up Couch joining every single time. Great balanced discussion so far. It's a difficult one, man, because I think we can all agree one of the main issues is the sporting directors. Because I'm still going to maintain, I'm going to let Couch land. I still believe in the overall model. This is me. I'm going to get cooked for it. I don't care. I think the model overall can work. I think the execution of said model is the issue. That's me. I say I'm not speaking for yes. By the way, chat. The thoughts are on my opinion. That's not what they think. That's my opinion. Okay. I'm very disappointed they got the Maresca. Because clearly, it's not based on results. It's got nothing to do with 1 in 7. is it because he was annoyed about the transfers and stuff? Why that's annoyed me is because Poch had the same things. I thought they would have learned, and the manager who got hired would have learned how it could work.
But this was supposed to be their guy. Sorry, bro. This was
Yeah,
supposed to be
yes.
their guy.
I mean, like maybe he learned from Poch. He understands, so they kind of discuss it. What went wrong with Poch? Clearly, it's the same thing. That's why I'm a bit worried in terms of the model. But Couch, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve yesterday, I'm messaging everybody excited, and then this news is breaking. I'm like, what? And then I wake up today, phone was out of battery. I wake up, I see 10 acts, call outs. Dennis is stressed. Yeah, you're serious stressed. How you feeling then, man?
Yo, big up, fellas, man. First of all, happy New Year and all them thing there. You
Happy
already
New Year
know
as
what
well.
it means. You already know what it means to be a Chelsea supporter. Never a freaking dull day. They just can't let this thing just chill, and just be. Well, here we are again, once again, in at ground zero after another debacle from the ownership, from the manager, from the directors. It's everyone that's at fault here. Let's just be real. It's not one and two people. It's everyone. This whole
Yeah.
project is a failure to me. It's a failure. And I'll tell you why. Many, many, many years ago, I think maybe Ches, you might have been around them times when I was on Gem Stream and I was telling all these people that you cannot build a club from the ground up. And let's be real, like from the time we lost Roman and we're close to liquidation, we're building Chelsea again from the ground up, from ground zero.
That's a fact.
Right? So what do you need in the structure of the club in order for it to succeed? First and foremost, you need winners. There's absolutely no winners throughout the entire structure of that club. The owners have never won. The directors don't know how to win. The manager never won. Like everything down.
You mean in a footballing sense, or in general?
In a footballing sense.
Yeah.
In a footballing sense. Remember back. I don't know if you guys remember when Roman first brought Chelsea. He brought Peter Kenyon from Man United.
Yeah.
And that was the first building block to success, because Kenyon had already won tons at Man United. He brings in Jose Mourinho, who wins the Champions League. Those are the building blocks that you need to build a structure that is conducive to winning.
Mm-hmm.
We went out and we got like the flavor of the months. We got like these guys from Brighton and shit like that. Like, what do you expect? Like when you have a directors that only understand, oh yeah, we can find this player in Ecuador and this player over here, we'll buy him for 2 million and sell him for 20. What do you expect when the level is supposed to be to win, and what you bring in is these guys that just know how to find like 1 and 2 players here and there, but don't know how to build a winner? What do you expect? So now the flip side to that too is, again, Maresca is not faultless in this. I really do believe that, like, he needs to, and I said it before, like last year I gave him a bye because truly it was his first year in the Prem, going through the Christmas period. It's rough, right? Like you're playing matches every 3 days. You have to learn how to rotate the squad. He's never gone through that before. So I was like, okay, cool. We'll see how he does it this year. And this year, it's the exact same problems again. The guy's not rotating the squad correctly. He's making 8-9 changes to the lineup when you really only should be doing like staggering the changes, 1 and 2 here and there, 1 and 2 here and there, to get guys acclimatized and familiar with players that are already in the system. And how many times have we seen when he rotates a squad, we have an unfamiliar lineup, guys that have never played together before? Like that's to me is a managerial error. Like you can't do that, right? So yeah, he's not faultless in this. And then again, the whole thing about him being being tapped up by City in October. Like it's pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, if the answer to him going to them and saying that I'm being tapped up by City is their contingency is going to be, oh, let's look at Liam Rosignol to come in. I'm sorry, man. Heads have to roll. Heads have to roll. We're taking 1 step forward, 3 step back every year. It seems like. You say we can't blame the directors for, they brought in some talent, but their hit and miss rate is in the mud right now. It's in the mud.
But here's the problem, boys. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
And you can respond to this. I just said this on the stream. Then here's the big problem. They said to me, yeah, Ches'S, we need to protest. because we need to. It's not about the whole model, Dennis and Yasir. It's about the spawn directors or
Yeah.
a particular part of the organization you don't rate and that you think's a cause. Objectively, though, boys, we are actually progressing each season under this model. Now, to the point where progressing is a debate. Some people think we should be a title race. Some people think we should be way further than being in a pack with Sunderland and Man United. Some people think we should be winning the league. Some people think we should be competing for the league. Okay, so that's different. But the point is,
no. They said when they came in that it's going to be 4 windows until we're competing for the title. That's what they said. So it's not about what our expectations were. It's what the expectations that they set for the club. And that's not being met right now. And the reason why that's not being met is because they've already said they went all willy-nilly, like just spending money like crazy. We spent like $1.5 billion. What do we have to show for it? 1.5 billion spent. What do we have to show for it? And then on top of that, we get the sanctions now from UEFA, and we have to sell in order to buy. Like these are this is all under the responsibility. This is all in the responsibility of the directors.
So are we really saying they're that incompetent and they've literally messed up everything?
Yeah, I think they fucked up big time. I really do.
But the thing you're talking about is from the Roman times.
I can't believe that. Genuinely.
That's true.
But the thing you're talking about is from the Roman times. It's not really.
No, they haven't even really dealt with the stuff with 74 charges yet. What they're talking about is we breached UEFA. We breached financial fair play. We couldn't sell the hotels. They didn't accept us selling the hotels in order for us to.
The hotels, yeah, the hotels.
You see what I'm saying? Because like we like as far as like the PSR or whatever thing goes, they were like the Premier League was able to accept the hotel sales and stuff like that, selling the women's club and stuff like that. But UEFA is not accepting that. You know, so all of these things that have happened right now to the club, all the restrictions right now are imposed because of the incompetence of the directors. Selling, buying. Like, it's a mess, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's a big mess, and it's only gonna get worse before it gets better, if it gets better.
Genuinely, you know what? I just can't think they'd be this incompetent. There's got to be a method behind the madness. There has to be. It's just too big of a football club. There's too much money involved for them for us to just sit here on our computers.
The thing is, so sorry, Ches, but even in business, if you waste a lot of money, you still end up with no money and then get sacked. Like, you know, if like a CEO decides he wants to do something, he's lost the business multiple. He lost the business multiple amount of money. They'll just end up getting rid of him and getting someone else.
Yo, my problem is, it's not just one guy. It's not like a Roman's come in and done this where he has autonomy over everybody. It's a group of many people. It's a consortium. It's not just one person doing this, and they just decided to go down this model. I just can't think in my head. If you guys can give me some reasoning and logic behind it, is it literally just a mess? And 20 to 30 billionaires are just sitting there going, yeah, let's waste this money on this project.
Yeah, but here's the issue though. Like, it's who's the figurehead? Who's the figurehead in this? Like, first and foremost, this Iqbali guy is a joke. Okay, let's just be real about this right now. This dude is managing managing portfolios and stuff like that. It's not even his money that he invested. He invested other people's money. Okay, so the person to me that has the most at stake in this whole thing is Bowley. He put his own money into the club. His own money. It wasn't investing. So, you know what I'm saying?
Do you remember he even put his face out there, which is why a lot of people always blame him and not blame Iqbali. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Even though he is part to blame for that one season where he played what I used to call football manager and he bought Sterling and all that. But then I've always said though, his heart was in the right place, or his intentions were, as in he wanted to bring in experience. And then when he realized he messed up, the signings didn't go well.
Tuchel wanted those signings, though. Those were Tuchel signings.
Tuchel wanted the signing, but he was willing to back Tuchel. So like, it wasn't a thing where...
Rightfully so, too, to be honest. Like, if he's back Tuchel... And not even that. Like, Tuchel was the most experienced football guy at the club at the time. Of course
he wanted them to leave him alone. Do you remember? Like, similar to what Maresca wants now. So... just you guys deal with everything else, and then I'll just deal with what's happening with the football pitch, which is something that still hasn't been done. Because Potter complained about the same thing.
Say on the ownership, on the management either. He didn't want to be involved in the transfers. He just wanted to manage. That's all he wanted, you know? Get me the players and I'll manage them. I need experience. Don't give me a bunch of kids and expect me to win with a bunch of kids. You know, so...
Who are you referring to? They didn't talk about Maresca just now.
No, Tuchel.
No, Tuchel.
Oh yeah. But they all want that. They all just want to. They want an element. Here's the problem though: is that Maresca kind of knew what was getting into, and has debated my boy earlier, boys. And he was saying, yeah, but Ches'S, it's not black and white. Just because he knew what Poch did doesn't mean he can rectify the mistake. But like, if you know what the club's like, why are you going to be surprised where you want more signings and they're not giving it to you?
First of all, we don't know what was promised. Okay, we know that yes, the model is we're going to try and go young first, but we don't know exactly what was promised, and we don't know exactly what the expectations
That works
are.
both ways.
For
then.
me,
If that's the case, people can't be saying then that he had no say.
I didn't say that he never said.
No,
Let me just
never said you said that. I'm saying people.
Okay, but let me just finish though. Because like
Fine.
I think the issue that I'm having right now is more about, them. We don't know what was promised. Like in my head, I'm thinking that they're thinking, okay, yeah, we'll start the project with these young kids, and then once they get to a level where they're ready to compete, we'll just sprinkle on a little bit here and there, and we'll get this thing over the top. Bring in a little bit more experience when needed. The issue that I think happened was this club has basically stagnated because of the UEFA restrictions. Like the stuff that we were supposed to be doing in the summer, which would have taken us over at least into contention, was stagnated because of the UEFA restrictions. We had to sell players off and buy players and sell players. Like that's not growth anymore. So at the moment when you expect Chelsea to make that next leap, everyone after the Club World Cup was like, Chelsea's ready to go. Let's go. We're ready now. Let's get this next piece here, and we're good. And from the moment you can't do that anymore, the club is stagnated, and if not regressed, right? Because all the signings, we can look at all the signings from the summer right now. We can point to maybe one or two that have kind of been okay. Everything else has either regressed, been a backward step, or it's been par. Nothing has pushed us forward. Nothing.
I agree with you, especially where I felt like from last season to this season we stagnated. When I'm talking about through the summer, and then now we just feel like we're going backwards. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't get a manager who is either better, like obviously better than Maresca, or an experienced manager, or something that we really need, to the point where you've taken this risk to sack this manager and just actually take that step forward, we're not really. I don't think it's a stagnation thing, because where it is throughout the season, we're not going to ask a lot from whoever the manager is to the end of the season. Does that make sense? As in, now you obviously got City, you got the rest of the games, and then all of a sudden you find yourself fighting for outside the top four. Then it becomes a thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's not easy. Obviously, them obviously already briefing saying that they don't really want to. It's not going to be a busy January either. Like,
can't be. It can't be a busy January. Like, what are you going to do?
I'm saying in general, even if it weren't, it's just one of those where you can't even sort out the problem that you have. So you just, there's no improvement. You're not going forward. So
no, I agree with you, but like, I didn't get to this point earlier properly. But the problem is the owners will see improvement. I know what Den responded to me was
the owners will see improvement.
No, Den, you said to me in response was fair, which is they said the 4-window plan, and we all heard that. So I agree with you. They failed on that part, right? Because we're not competing in the league. Maybe in the Champions League, we'll see. But where the problem lies is that we've actually improved every single season since they've started this new model. This is the only part where there's questions on, like yesterday just said, about regression or stagnation. This is the only time. If Chelsea was to somehow maintain a certain position and get third in the league, then again, they would have been right to sack Maresca. Unfortunately, as much as we might say it's fugazi, context is needed, they'll look at it and go, what, 12-6, 4th, 3rd? That's how they'll see it. That's why I can't see why people are being too reactionary either way. Here's the problem, right? People aren't consistent. I get cooked for being consistent, ironically, right? When we win trophies, I wasn't hearing this chat 2-3 months ago. I wasn't hearing all this chat from the chat and all these big Chelsea publicizers after we just won all the games in November, October, when it was 3-4 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden, everyone's outside again with their pitchforks. That's what I don't like. If we're gonna I'm not. This isn't you. It's more.
No, I defend that though, because I don't understand how. Look at what's happening with the club right now. Like we're getting into the busy period of the year, like where matches are coming thick and fast, and we're not playing well. Like we've shown it twice
do
in 2 years in a row.
But then we're gonna go back and forth. So
Yeah.
are we gonna put down? So here's a question for you as well. Den's gonna respond first, but think about it. Are we gonna put down this 1 in 7 on the sporting directors? Or is it a bit of everything? Because you said
it's a bit of everything for me. It's a bit of everything.
I agree. Here's the problem though, then. We will say that. People will just say sporting directors. Or people will just say it's Maresca. That's where there's so much confusion in the fan base. People aren't balanced. So we can be balanced. Even rivals aren't balanced. We've heard Hassam say to us, Poch was your savior. You ain't going to get any better. A year later, I rate Maresca. You shouldn't have sacked him. That's people aren't balanced.
Yeah,
that's
when you get new information, I'm not gonna like again. We are very much still. We're not managers or anything like that. We're not at that level. Like, we're not professional. But this is what I mean though. Like, it's not, our opinions are based on information that we're given, right? The information that you're given, you formulate opinion based on that. As that information changes, your opinion should change as well. Your opinion should change as well, right? It's not about like just being wrong and strong. When you see something, going a certain way, and then all of a sudden it's not going that way anymore, you stay wrong and strong within that stance. I don't believe that. I think that like football fandom and all this stuff is very fluid. Like what you say today may not apply to what you said even a week, 2 weeks ago. Because the game is so fluid.
I completely agree with you. That point in isolation makes sense. The problem is people, they're not even doing that. They're not even doing like the wrong and strong. They're doing we're winning, I'm quiet. When losing, I'm loud.
Different.
You see? If they're doing wrong and strong, I would hear that even more. I'd rather that. But the problem is they're not doing wrong and strong. They're doing, Ches, you supported this. The same Ches that if we win something in the future, they won't call me out. They'll call me giddy, and they'll say I overrated the squad. Then when we lose games, it will be, look, you overrated the squad. You rate Garnacho, yeah? You rate this player, then, yeah? And then what will happen now, then you'll start to hear it is, Chelsea overrated, their squad isn't that good. Anyhow Rosinho was to come in, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't paper over the cracks for me. Let's say he was to finish 4th or 3rd in the league, get us to a quarter-final of the Champions League and win FA Cup. You will not hear anybody be calling out the fact that Maresca got sacked.
Yeah, but you know what the funny thing is, though, Chad, and
that's what I don't like.
I think that this is the issue, and I think that this is why you're feeling like you're on the defense right now, is because when Chelsea are in the ascendancy, you do too much. You need to like. I watch Yasser. I watch Yasser on Hussam's Scream, all those guys, and he's just cool, calm, and collected. He takes things as a come. You on the other hand, you are too loud. You're too loud, and then now when the heat's on your back, now you're like, oh wait, I'm not allowed to say this about. No, accept it. Accept it.
I know my issue is when people call me out.
We're in the chats. We're in the chats, and I'm telling you, you're doing too much. You're doing too much, and then it comes and bites you in the face. Okay,
there's a misconception, yeah, that you say this is the point. I'll let you land on the point. Forget about me, but on myself, there's actually a misconception that when we win, I'm overly loud. Because if you're loud, bro. But if you listen to what I say, a lot of it is in response to when things are going wrong and how low it gets. And then when I am here now when it's low and saying it's not as low as you guys think, I get called out. Then when we win and I go, you shouldn't have been this low, I get called out for saying that. So basically, I'm getting called out for doing what you've told me to do, which is see information, you judge it on that. So right now, Chelsea in the pits. 1 in 7, just sat their manager. I could be like everyone else, be like, this is terrible. The manager's terrible. The squad, the sporting directors, is all a mess. The squad's a mess. The model isn't going to work. But I actually think the model can work. So I'm not going to deviate from that just because it's going wrong. That's what people want me to do. Terry, a big content creator who owns Football Terrorists, is calling me out for not doing chalk and cheese.
That's for the not doing chalk and cheese. How you mean?
He's telling me to. You back it or you don't back it. You can't be fluid. That's what he's telling me.
How so? What I didn't catch the.
He literally said to me, he was like, "Oh, Ches, I'll quote. Yes, sir. Respond first, by the way. I'll get.
Yeah, he says if you're out, you're out. If you're in, you're in. You can't necessarily.
I'm not making this up, by the way. I'll actually read out to you. But go on, yes, sir. Go on. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I just think, bro. Listen, for me, at the end of the day, it's like if I see evidence, because my whole thing with Maresca has always been. it's like a scale. Like, the judge's scale thing. Every time he does good things, you put it on one side. Then every time he does bad things, you put it on the other side. And that's how I'm assessing him. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have anything to go on. Because I don't have anything to go on, that's how I'm going to assess him. And then I look at all his decisions and then say, you know what? This is what I think about this manager. Because now I have the evidence. I can lose my head before he comes in. But like Ches said, if he does amazing things, I'm just there looking stupid because I was talking without the evidence. Does that make sense? I think when I have the evidence, it becomes a thing where it's similar to how people cry when the lineup comes out and then when we win, everyone's silent. That's what I'm saying. I don't really moan about the lineup, like similar to Liverpool, because I was like, why am I going to moan about the lineup? Let's see how it works in the game. And if it doesn't work, then I'll be annoyed. And then when everyone was complaining about Gusto, what's Gusto doing in midfield? And then when the game ended, wow, Gusto done amazing. Da, 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 da. So what was all the hours of losing your head before even worth anything if you haven't actually seen it in front of you? So my thing's always,
you got to jump in our chat, man, because this is exactly the kind of approach that I take to these things too. Like, I remember when the lineup comes out versus Arsenal, Reece James is in the midfield. Oh my goodness, why does he do this? Reece James in the midfield. Reece James is the man of the match. So I'm always the one that says, listen, wait to see how the game plays out before you start assessing the errors of the selection. See how it plays out first. There's no way you're going to know how it's going to play out before the first.
You can't predict the future.
Yeah? You know what I'm saying? Exactly, man. So you need to jump in our chat, man, because I kid you not, man. It's too many people like that. Just like, yeah.
You give you an example then, yeah. Watch this. So I explained to Terry what I've said on the channel to Yasir, you and Rob all the time, which is I like the model, but they need to change it. They need to get better recruitment. Sporting directors probably should go or change them, okay, or drop them, whatever you want to call it. Then he goes to me, so do you still back the overall approach? And I said the same thing again. Then he goes to me, so you backing Clearlake or not? Like, do you back what they're doing, or are you critiquing them to the point where you don't rate what they're doing? And again, I'm saying the same thing. So the point is, I think people calling me out in particular, and Rob, who's on the other side of the spectrum, for maintaining my stance. So which means when Chelsea do well, I'm very happy more than others because I said it would do well. Then when we're losing, I don't crush it on my team or my club because I still think it can improve. But I don't think it won't work. That's what I'm getting cooked for.
But that's that. You know what it is? I don't really mind that because at the end of the day, if that's what you truly think, that's your opinion. I'd rather you be honest with me and say, you know what, this is what I believe in it. And yes, we can have a discussion and debate that. That's fine. I just don't like when people purposely move it all the time. You know what I'm saying? The goalposts always move just because it's it's the in thing to do now. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like we have to be out, everyone's out now. Next week, the manager will perform well, half of them will end up just going to the other side. Do you get what I'm saying? I think I'd rather know that this is what you believe in. You know what? We can have discussions, bring evidence, and then you give me the reasons why you think so. I think I've always looked at the way the owners want to do this thing as like, how can I explain this? You know how like when a new app comes out and it disrupts the market like Uber or something like that? It only really, because at first everyone's like, this might not work. The taxis are already there, already established. They've done this for decades. And then all of a sudden, when it works, everyone turns around and says, oh, how can we do it the way Uber did it? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they've done it the right way. That's just the idea. I think they're trying to do things that hasn't really been done before in this kind of way, as in spending a lot of money, getting all these talents, moving them, and you know what I'm saying, or playing them at another club, bringing them back, buying them for the future, bringing them back years later and seeing whatever. I think if it works, everyone's going to try and grab whatever we've done. But I think it's the way it's like every time we get to the summer, we all say, this is what we need. And then we get levels below. You know what I'm saying? And I think then that doesn't necessarily mean the model ain't working, which is what Ches'S I think is trying to say. You're just saying the way they've done it, we would have been in a better position if they done the players that we were talking about. Does that make sense? Because my thing's always been that I feel like, let me tell you this. I feel like what's going on right now is like I have a main job, yeah, and I do YouTube. I've essentially called in sick and I'm just doing YouTube, but I don't get paid. So I'm focusing on my side hustle, but I have bills to pay. They too focused on doing the extra stuff, buying the future kids and that, whereas to fix our present, Does that make sense? And fix what the issues, like the issues that we have right now, or the things that can take us forward. They're not fixing the issues that they have now, which
Yeah,
is
I
like
think
the centre back or something like that.
This
Like
is why I
NDT.
wanted to ask. Sorry, then. This is why I wanted to ask.
yeah,
Rob,
it's all good.
only because of all the people you know, people call me a brown envelope. Rob gets accused of it all the time, and Rob's consistent. That's why I like Rob. So I messaged Rob.
Rob's rich, bro. The amount of brown envelope Rob has, bro.
Hey,
He probably got paid a
I know
little
Rob lives
percentage
in
when
America,
Maresca
but I
got
know
sacked.
what
You know what I mean?
state
Don't kiss and tell.
Rob's doing well, innit? I know what state he lives in, yeah. So I know he's got trees and that, and it's all going well, yeah. But
Yeah.
Rob, this question is for you because obviously there's a lot of scrutiny coming onto me. We feel like Don, yourself, because we support overall. You're definitely more supportive than me. But is there anything you would change based off what you've seen in the last 24 hours? The madness that's unfolded.
I would have sacked him in October. I think that was a disgrace not sacking him in October when he first started talking to City. That for me. If you don't want to be here and you are exploring option elsewhere, no. I don't care who you are, whether you're my favorite player, my favorite manager. If you don't want to be at Chelsea and start exploring options elsewhere, and fully focused. Again, I've been saying this. Again, maybe this makes sense now because I've been going, all throughout the season. Like, why Maresca just seems like he just is, in big games he comes to play in big games, right? His best games have been Liverpool, Barca, Arsenal, and whatnot. Those have been his best games. But in the smaller games, for me, it just seemed like it's sometimes just pick a starting 11 and it's freestyle, and there's no really
I don't.
play. He picks players that don't have chemistry with one another on two maybe rotating 6 or 7 players versus 2 or 3. And for me, it seemed more of and I've said this. I think the last 3 or 4 months, Maresca has been more interested in proving points and increasing or raising his profile.
How can he be raising his profile 1-7?
What's that?
How does he raise his profile 1-7?
Because even in 1-7, people are still talking about Barcelona and Arsenal. It's not like those
no,
games.
that's the benchmark because those are big games. But it's not. You can't build your profile. Hold on, you can't build your profile on a 1-7 mark. That's actually an indictment on your work.
I agree. Those who look deep, like there's a lot of fan base who would say we rate Maresca, or there's a lot of players that they rate Maresca because we've outclassed PSG, we've outclassed Arsenal and Barcelona, and we played Liverpool off the park even if we only won 2-1. But those games are televised, are popular, are spoke about more than your Bournemouth and your Atalantas and your Karabakh. And so,
in your opinion, sorry, Rob, in your opinion, you don't think that Maresca was under heat for the 1-7 record right now? You don't think that he was feeling heat? Losing to Leeds, losing to like whatever Bournemouth or like, you don't think that he was feeling heat?
I don't think it was a straw that broke the camel's back. I think it was a contributing factor that you made.
No, I mean, I'm not even speaking about him getting sacked. I'm talking about just specifically the tone and the tenor from the fan base about how we've been playing in those matches. 1-7.
But the fan base has been blaming all of it on the players and on the sporting directors and on the recruitment and the ownership. There hasn't been any blame.
I only asked you if he's under heat for those games. Like, has he gotten any heat for that?
I don't think he's gotten any heat from the fan base off of that. I don't think I've given him heat, but most people when I give him heat, people come to me and say,
No, that's what I'm saying, bro.
You can't put on Maresca. This is true. The players are grabbing. They gave him Buonanotte. They gave him Garnacho. What do you expect him to do?
Yeah, that is a fact.
Okay, so I know for a fact that everyone was complaining about like some of the squad selections in some of these matches. I know for a fact. Yeah. Some of the bigger accounts, smaller accounts, doesn't matter. There's people that have been complaining about the squad selection and the lack of rotation, and now the fact that like Cucurella's in all that stuff is been put at the foot of Maresca, 100%.
I agree.
I read something earlier that said something about the owners were annoyed that he was playing regions 3 times in a week.
They didn't back him enough in the summer.
No, I agree, but that's true too, though.
I read that somewhere.
What did
Nah.
you read? Sorry, Yasser, what did you read?
I read somewhere where I think the sporting directors or the higher ups were annoyed that he played Reece James 3 games in a row or something like that.
Yeah. That
Whereas-
No,
was,
but again, can I say
Which for me is like he's finally getting fit. How can you put that against him?
Hey Rob, I'll pause it,
You
man.
do want some like momentum. Like, do you get it? Where kind of you want to see how much you can play him and stuff like that. I think the main thing is probably them wanting him to rotate, and I think he's then just rotating 8 players.
He
or
needs to
whatever.
rotate.
He is rotating, and he
Of
needed
course,
to
of course,
rotate. But I
of course,
think
yeah,
they
but-
also want him to rotate, and they're asking him why you're playing this player. Why is this player not coming on, and why is this guy not coming off? I think the debriefs, and I think it's a weird one because I get it personally. Yeah, if you speak to someone who hasn't played football and they're trying to explain to you how something should work, it's one of the most annoying thing. The most annoying thing, and sometimes we get it because the people that have played football can sense when the other person hasn't, yeah, because it's really little intricacies or things that you can mention that I was like, okay, that doesn't make sense. But I think as managers, with the responsibility, the pressure, having to take care of certain players with their injury records and whatever, for someone to come and tell you now you should play this guy and not this guy, you might be like, listen, I don't know why I'm here. Why am I here? Like, it becomes a thing where he has already put his name out there in terms of he's come to a big club like Chelsea. He's shown that he can manage and X, Y, and Z. Maybe not really throughout a whole season in terms of winning or challenging. I think that's still something that he needs to prove, and we wanted him to prove that this season, right? But I think if you look in the future, like, I think other teams might be like, well, maybe if we back this guy, he might be able to do something. And I think that's the aspect that they're looking at it from. I think Rob's looking at it from like, well, he's 1 to 7. Of course, he's going to be linked to some other clubs. But I think that if you feel like if you can go to a more stable environment like a City, where you're trusted, you're going to get the money, you can do what you need to do. Of course, you're going to have the whole, if you don't win, you get sacked. But then you have the quality and you probably back yourself.
You know what about example though? Because Chelsea's not in the same position as City. So it's very
They're
easy
not, it's higher, yeah.
But I say, hold on, that's an extreme because they're like the most successful club in like the last 10 years.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
So like for me, like we're trying to get a coach to help us be in that position in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So where Rob's right in terms of the squad, it's because although Den's right about some aggregators are pushing out the squad talk and some of the manager talk, for me, it always underlined by the recruitment. It's always underlined by the recruitment. The manager got blamed, but nowhere near as much as the recruitment is getting blamed. Right now, everybody is speaking about the directors. Not many people are speaking about Maresca's tactical and maybe he deserved it. Because in heart of hearts, Rob won't admit this, but he didn't deserve to get sacked. He didn't.
I thought you get. I said maybe we get sacked.
Everyone agrees. Then he definitely shouldn't have got today. Definitely.
I don't know, but like honestly, I'm gonna support Rob in this one claim, and I know he's looking for hot takes. I'm looking for reality. Like, if you don't want to be here, if you don't want to be here, then don't be here. It's just that simple. Like, if he's already having briefings with like Man City about taking over the job, then I'm kind of like, well, yeah, like, what are you doing here then? Like, let's just be real about that, right? You know, let's just be real about that.
Then, to be honest, he probably was like,
yeah, but
I don't even blame him for wanting the Man City position, Man City job either, because clearly that's a better job right now.
Why would you not want to pay up here?
But my point is, if he was getting back, I'd feel like Rob. If he was getting back,
apparently it wasn't just like he had talked to Man City, he had talked to Juventus. And then he had made comment publicly berating the ownership and the higher ups. And then on top of that, your results are not backing your chat. So it's either the questioning, you're not rotating properly on the squad that we believe we gave you. You are flirting with other clubs. You are berating, you are berating us publicly. Then at some point it's gonna be like you made your bed. You gotta line it. I'm not saying
it's not even like he made his bed. The reason why, like, again, this has all come out now because he's been tapped up by Man City. Let's just be real. Like, he's likely going to go there. If Pep
they could have released that in October, by the way, but they decided to put it all out now because he's
exactly. They could have released that.
Put it out.
Just say, you know what, this is why we sacked him.
The manager's been having talked to Manchester City at that time.
Yeah, anybody who believes he didn't put it out is straight up naive. Of course, he put it out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
bro, the timing when it happened, the fact he made the comment, and then literally 2 days after, there's links to him going Man City.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I
He
know where that's
obviously him
from.
and
Yeah.
an agent are doing the. They done the smart thing. Like,
I
by the
think he
way,
might have seen. I think he might have thought, you know
yes,
what?
let
Let
me
me
just say,
test the waters, see
business-wise,
what
what
they
he did
say.
was very smart. He made the right decision for himself. Fair enough. But in terms of the club,
Do you
in terms of where they want
you
to be,
reckon though? But this is a good
it
decision.
probably will. Hey, Rob, let's be honest, it's going to work out for him.
No, this is a good decision if he has
He'll
been
fall
promised.
upwards.
If he has
Listen,
been
I gotta go,
promised,
man. Big up, man.
if he has
No,
been
go ahead.
promised, if you have been promised the City job, then yes, it's a good decision. But if it's one of the candidates, from what I've seen from Man City fan, he's not their first choice. Their first choice
Man
is
City,
company.
like, I mean,
Yeah, and also you can say, okay, well, maybe he's gonna have the pick of clubs in Italy. He can go to Napoli, he can go to Juventus, he can go to AC Milan, he can go to Inter. And you think you're unhappy with Chelsea recruitment? All right.
yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. And I think that this is where the line is drawn for me. It's not so much about like, am I moving upwards? It's like, can I get some autonomy in my ability to manage a football club? Can I do that? You know, can I do that at Juventus? More than likely. Can I do that at Man City? More than likely. Can I do that at Napoli? More than likely. You know, at Chelsea right now, he feels like he's being hamstrung by every match they're coming into the dressing room, which never should have been allowed. Let's just be real. Like, those guys should never be in the dressing room with the manager debriefing after games. That's like, what are we talking about here? You guys don't even know football the way this guy does. You know what I mean? You're asking, oh, what's going on here and this, that, and the agent's calling me because this guy's not playing. That's not your job. That is not your job. His job is not to just play people because the agent's upset. His job is to pick the best 11 based on what he's seen in training. So that's the end of it. That's the end of it for me.
I hear you. I would be more sympathetic to Maresca if he didn't know this before he came in. But this was Chelsea.
We don't know what he knew. We don't know what he knew. He signed up for the fact that they're going to be coming into the dressing room after every match and debriefing. What are you talking about? That only recently just happened. Egbali used to come into the dressing room after wins and losses with Poch. Not the director sitting with him after every match saying, okay, yeah, so what happened here? Why didn't we get this? That was Egbali. Don't forget. That was what was being briefed then. And the difference is, for me, if you look at like any other professional club, any big club, you don't see that happening there. So for Maresca to see that happening to him when he just delivered 2 cups, regardless of what you want to say about them, it feels weird. Let's just be real. These guys don't know football like that. It feels weird.
I don't agree. Like, Maresca is not the only person that knows football at Chelsea Football Club. He's just he's the only one who knows.
He's the manager. He's the guy that's in charge for. Okay. So if he's been given the responsibility to put the best team on the pitch, right? That's his job, right?
Yes.
And you who don't have that job are telling him, "Oh, hold on a second. Why are you selecting this guy and not this guy? The agent's calling me because of this." Wouldn't you be pissed off too?
No, I understand that point of view. I understand that point of view. He will be pissed off as well. But from a club standpoint, we look at and be like, you know, there is a report here that, you know, the club has advised him against playing Cole Palmer against Bayern Munich in fear that he's going to aggravate his groin. But he went against the advice of the medical team, right? And then obviously Cole Palmer aggravated his groin and was out for, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 weeks or so. Right, and then seeing that they see he goes again against the medical team in playing Rhys James 3 games in a row, right? 3 games when you spend what 7 days or something. Yeah, okay. Seeing that you ignore advice to one superstar, Cole Palmer, and he got injured and was out for 10 weeks, and you ignore the advice again with one other of our superstars, and someone can be like, yo. The medical. So if he doesn't want to interfere with the footballing stuff, then he shouldn't interfere with the medical stuff.
Well, I don't know how to.
He's telling you this player is not fit to play, but you play him as well. Then you are overriding the medical professionals as well.
Okay, that's where this is exactly where I come into contention. I don't know if that's necessarily what's happened. Because you can't get clear. You can't. You can't get clear. Like, the medical staff is responsible for the well-being and the health of the players, right? No manager. If he says to them like, yeah, I would like him to play, then it's on them to say like, yo, he can't play for this reason. You can't assume that they're going to risk hundreds of millions of dollars because the manager needs him for this one game. Like, it's either he was in the gray. One thing, if he's in the gray and they're like, well, he could play, but he is on a minute restriction. He can only give you this. That's one thing. But if they said like, no, he's out, he cannot play, and then he puts him in he can't put him in the lineup. He just can't.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The report, according to Mark Law, is that he ignored the advice of the medical team and played him against Bayern, and then followed that by starting him against Man United, which he obviously had to send him off.
I don't know. I don't know if we've been given the full story on that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Because I don't. You would agree with me that like if the medical staff have jurisdiction over the health and well-being of the players, then no manager can override what they're saying about like their health and well-being. Like, you're not going to play Reece James with a torn hamstring just because you think you can.
Yeah, not with the torn hamstring.
So then he might have been in the gray. He might have been in the gray, right? He might have been in the gray area.
Might be in the gray with the advice saying we don't think he should play, right? But ultimately, the medical advice is we don't think he should play. Can he play? Yes, but we don't think he should play. Right? Same with Reece James. We in Reece James' health, we don't think he should play 3 games in 1 week. Right? Doesn't mean he can't play it. It doesn't mean we advise that he shouldn't be able to play. Right? And you saw with Cole Palmer that Maresca, they say he shouldn't play. Maresca plays him, and Cole Palmer aggravated his groin injury and is out for 10 or 12 weeks. Right? So if you don't want to be interfered and you think, oh, I'm the only one that knows football here, well, then don't interfere or go against the advice of the medical team.
Again, like I said, I don't know if it's necessarily going against them because they wouldn't have given him even the ability to clear to play Cole Palmer if he wasn't in the gray.
If it's an actual injury, like you tore your hamstring or I don't know, like Liam Delap, you dislocate your shoulder, that put you out of the game. But if there's those injuries where the medical team say, can he play? Yes.
It's risky.
Can he play?
It's risky.
It is risky if he plays. And
I don't think this point is that it's not important to argue about this point.
Yeah, it's risky. That's all they're saying.
Yeah, I get it. But Rob, at the end of the day, like, I don't like the fact it's either end where people blame Maresca completely on the last 7 games, the last few months. The season's been subpar. Ask Rob his opinions. Ask through the boys. Everyone's got different opinions. Some of the directors have been terrible in the windows, which I think is somewhat true. I think the manager hasn't been great this season. I think the team is definitely struggling from the summer. A lot of factors. The point is that I'm not going to overly deviate from how I feel about the overall model. That's just my opinion. People can do so. That's fine. I just think the directors need to look at themselves. They need to improve, or you need to get rid of them in terms of Igbali. But overall, boys, I don't like the fact Maresca doesn't get any blame at all, because at the end of the day, even despite the fact you might disagree with some of the signings that's been made, the lack of signings in January maybe or in the summer, you could still do your job to how the best you can. And then you could turn around with more evidence and say, look, I've done it with this, I demand this, or I'll leave maybe in the summer. In my opinion, he's accelerated this process of getting sacked because he believes he can get a better job sooner, or that he needs to throw his toys at the pram.
I don't think exactly.
In January, like that, bro, you could have waited a few months. You could have waited until summer.
I think he has engineered from the beginning to end. I think it's engineered.
And no one can convince me he could have waited until summer and done this.
You can't be at a club, at a top club like Chelsea, and you're going. I hear you if you're Fulham and City taps you up. I get that, but you can't be at Chelsea 2 months or 3 months after winning the Club World Cup. We win the Club World Cup in July. He's talking to Man City in October. That to me, for me, there's no justification for that. There is absolutely no justification for, no excuse to why 3 months after what you've accomplished in winning the Club World Cup, you decide to start talking to you likes of City.
Yeah, on top of that.
I mean, let's not. Sorry, just quickly. Let's not forget. Like, this is the only thing I got to say about it. Like, it's not. I agree with you for the most part, Rob. I think that's a good point to make. But let's not forget that in the summer, the recruitment was so poor. Like, let's just be real about that. The recruitment is so poor. So he's going into he's expecting after the PSG win, things are going to kick on now. We're going to be able to bring in these players that are going to help me ascend to the heights of at least contending, challenging for the Premier League. And then they bring in Bonanote. They bring in freaking Garnacho. They bring in Gittins.
You wanted Delap here. Couch.
Yeah, Delap
He-
is one thing.
he
I'm not even.
called Delap
I'm
to-
not. That Delap is one name. Delap is one name.
No,
okay?
but there's been report that he was asked the opinion of Garnacho. He said Garnacho was worth signing.
Yeah, maybe I don't know about that, but like again,
No,
I would say that.
like Nicholas Jackson not being here. That is a Maresca decision.
Yeah,
True.
And so he was backed with Algo. Renato Vega not being here. That is a Maresca decision.
That's
When
fine.
it's so,
I have no problem with that.
Mamadou Sarr, we didn't keep Mamadou Sarr. Maresca decision. Didn't think he was ready.
He's ready. He's not ready.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I might agree, but let's not act like he wasn't involved in the decision making.
I don't know if he's involved in the decision making, because if it were up to him, we would have brought in a center back, right?
Yeah, if we have to.
Okay, so if it were up to him, we probably would have brought in Javi Simmons, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I'll give you benefit of that. Yes, maybe we didn't want to
Because we've been linked with him for the entire summer. I
just think he knows what the fan base is like. He's very smart. He's calculated.
Yes.
He knows that if he sacks himself, no one's really going to look at him too much, and they're going to blame the board, which is what's happened. People are lazily comparing to Poch. The Poch in this situation are nothing aligned. Poch was not hitting his briefs. He completely underperformed. Maresca actually was performing. He won us a trophy. He had the backing of the fans. He even told us this himself. He has then gone about himself to kind of conjure his own downfall in the club and accelerate the process of getting fired because he wasn't happy in the moment. By the way, which was justified. I agree. Shout out Dennis. The summer wasn't that great. Midsummer. But either way, the 1 out of 7 win, most of it was on him. I'm looking at the Atlanta game, even the Arsenal game to a certain degree. What other games? Loads of games. The Sunderland game. A lot of games where I'm like, Leeds game. I'm like, you could definitely improve. That's not on the players. And people were trying to tell me that Atlanta game was on the players. Games like that. We're watching it. We're doing okay. We're not doing great. But because we don't get the result, it's the sporting directors. Yeah, it's all their fault. This doesn't mean they're not to blame. I'm not on Rob's side where I really back them and they're doing good. I'm not on that train. I actually would get rid of him, to be honest with you. But
yeah, so the blame is shared. This is what we're trying to say.
But I'm not saying. I know we think it's shared then, but I'm more speaking to the wider audience. I'm speaking in these kind of generalities. I'm not saying you or Rob or me. I can't speak for everybody because the fan base doesn't know what to decide. So I have to speak in generals. We are quite objective. Whether we agree or not is different. We can all agree the manager definitely self-sabotaged. For this particular situation, then I'm not talking about the summer or January or the moving forward or the injuries or lack of centre back. I'm talking about for this sacking happened today. This could have definitely not happened. This could have been avoided. 100%.
Yeah. Agreed.
And the board hasn't helped with their poor communication, with their coming in and dressing. Rob can agree with that. And he hasn't helped with doing what he's doing. And that's why moving forward, Rob, low-key, is looking very, very scary because they haven't learned that much from the pot situation to how it ended. And we're getting another rookie manager who I don't really know anything about. He's got no credentials. So, Rob, what's your thoughts on Rosinha, actually, as our new manager, potentially?
He wasn't my first choice, I'll be real.
Who was?
When I've watched Strasbourg, I've seen the good. Tactically, he can be really good. And I've seen the poor where like he's up 3-0 and then he'll concede 3 goals and they destroy the game 3-3. Like they are obviously he's a young manager. There's concerns there. Not my first choice, but he is a good tactician, I would say. And he does improve play. He does rotate. That's one thing I'll give him. He does rotate his players. He does rotate his squad, and he give people game time. And even when Kendrick Pires wasn't playing well, he still gave Kendrick Pires ample opportunity to play when it was clear Enciso was the better player. But like he was giving Kendrick Pires starts.
Declared is cooking you right now, by the way.
Who?
Declared. I haven't seen you in a minute, bro. Big up, man.
Yeah, big up yourself, man.
It wasn't top 10 or top 20. Yeah, fair. No,
hey, Robert, it's true though. He's no one's radar.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he wasn't my first choice, but
Robert, you're not a bit scared.
I'll back him. I'll back his era.
Rob, be honest. We're talking about manager now before we cut off. I'll go Dennis after Rob. But you're not a little bit worried about this manager appointment? Be honest.
It's a risky one. Yeah, obviously. It's a risky one.
Because you actually are on the SD and the model side.
It is a risky one.
We believe the managers are more dispensable.
It is a risky appointment. I'm not gonna lie. It is a risky appointment. If there's one thing that I've been critical of them, them about, it is the managerial appointment. From Poch to Potter to Frank Lampard. Maresca gave them credit, obviously, but managerially, it has been my biggest point of contention with the sporting directors.
And isn't that a very big important component of what we're doing right now?
100%.
Yeah.
So Rob, doesn't that concern you? The fact that one of the most important components of developing young players.
See, this is the thing though. I don't. Obviously, it is a risky appointment, and there's gonna be obviously the young manager. There's gonna be element of it that will scare most of the fan base. But I don't think with what the experience they've gotten from Poch and from Maresca and all that, I don't think they would do. They would have appointed Rosinha if they thought it was going to be a Poch. I think the thing was Rosinha is going to be more of a Maresca than the Poch. Like from a tactical standpoint, with the, I'm not going to bash.
Even if he's a yes man, is he good enough tactically to get Chelsea up that next?
I don't think it's Maresca. I actually think when Maresca is on it, I think there's a few managers in Europe that are on Maresca's level as a tactician.
Absolutely.
So I'm not gonna put him on Maresca's level because I think Maresca absolutely, like in this league, bar Pep, I cannot say there's any manager that's categorically better tactically than Maresca.
That's exactly the truth.
We're tactically downgrading then.
From a tactical standpoint, yes. I do think Rosinha is a better man manager.
Well, you don't know that though, because we can't really. We saw clips of him in the dressing room. Come on now.
I just think
that wouldn't convince me.
PE teacher talk. We need to be more defensive. Come on.
Hey Rob, come on. I don't need to earn 100K. That was a terrible speech.
Even I give my kids.
You couldn't tell me to go gym like that. Come on, Ches, you can do this. Like what? Ches, you could go gym. Let's go. It's like, bro,
the kids I coach, I give them better.
Yeah, so I don't like. Again, this is what we're talking about right now. What you mentioned, Mob, is that we're going into dark areas right now because, as you said, and I agree, Maresca is one of the top tacticians in Europe right now, without question. Yeah. Man City's not looking at him to replace Pep because they think he's like some bum, from Strasbourg or something like that. Like he's a top tactician. And when you go from him to somebody like Rosinha, like the drop off is stark. Let's just be real. Like we're back at ground zero again.
It is going to be a drop off. I agree. What I think Rosinha brings though, I think Rosinha is better at just. I think Maresca. If you're starting Maresca system, in the Maresca team, you'll be absolutely happy. If you're a bench player in the Maresca system, bench players in Maresca are not.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Here's the difference though. There's a big difference between playing at Strasbourg and playing at Chelsea, right?
Yeah, just like
when you're talking about like rotation of squad and stuff like that, like and giving people more of an opportunity, there's a lot more pressure to play Cole Palmer, 90% of the time than it would be to play Paez, 60% of the time. You know what I mean? There's more pressure involved at this level, right? To keep everybody happy, keep everybody on board. At Strasbourg, that's still there's no real expectations at Strasbourg. Like they came from nowhere, right? Yeah. So what they're doing right now is basically like, okay, cool. We're seeing some progression with this manager. Great. Oh, he's rotating the squad. It's a completely different paradigm when you bring that to Chelsea, because there's all sorts of agents. Like if you're not playing reason why the directors are getting in his ear about playing their players, because they have to negotiate deals for the other clients as well. So if we're not playing Hato, if you're not playing all these guys, the next guy that they have that's available, they're going to be like, no, look what you did to one of my best prospects. Like you're not even playing them. That's the issue. And this is what there's being balanced right now. So I don't know, man. It's going to be, I really feel like this is going to be a problem. And like, you can't just bring in an interim manager at this point because there's still objectives to be made this season.
Yeah.
And all the managers that are available right now, there's none that are going to leave their clubs
And
to
then
come
this
join
is
this
why
tire
I'm
fire that is
so-
Chelsea.
And that's why I'm so concerned, Rob, because like I can't see, and you've even said it yourself, a manager to come in to tactically better than Maresca. And the management side hasn't been great from his point of view, but he's still got results. He's still got his trophies.
Yeah,
Still
there are.
My thing is this: I can't objectively, to be objective, see a positive from sacking him.
You can see.
I think it's
1
weak,
in
to be
7. You
honest.
can see positive from second.
Rob, you're using a recency bias to make
Okay.
that statement.
No, okay, fair.
And
All right.
you
I hear
don't.
you
That's-
don't see any.
that's-
Yeah,
that's-
you mean going forward to reach our objectives? I don't. I see. This is the thing, though. I don't think. I'm starting to think that he wasn't focused enough to help us reach those
Yeah,
objectives.
forget Maresca, because obviously, like, if he was doing what he was doing, that us three can agree. If he was doing what he was doing, planting seeds, he needs to go objectively. But in terms of sacking him, you must sack him to get someone better or same level. Else, you kind of just wasted everyone's time. You just make it work. Let him do the newspaper talk and just stick with it. Because if you can't get net better, then just stick with the issue at hand. At least you know you can.
I don't know. Like, this is what I'm saying. I don't know if that was okay. Obviously, he's on an 8-year contract or whatever the hell it was. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know if this decision came down to just the directors wanting to sack him. I think he was like, "Yeah, I'm over this project right now. I want to go." And they're like, "Okay, fine, fuck it, leave. See you later."
Yeah,
that's kind of how I feel it went. It wasn't like so much they were so disappointed in his work so far that they just said like we're just going to cut it. Like, this guy.
Yeah, but he would have made demands. They would have discussed maybe.
One of the other things is I don't think he wanted to damage his name any longer with consider the result, how the results were going. I think he wanted to leave somewhat on a high, and maybe giving him City. I actually think we would have been City if we would have beaten City. He was here, and we're probably looking to leave after City. And so I don't think from a Maresca standpoint, him being here and with his head and heart elsewhere is not giving us 100%. For me, I don't care how good of a tactician you are. If you can't give 100% to the player,
I agree with that.
I'd rather bring Grandpa back if he's gonna give me 100%.
Let's not get carried away. But I agree.
No, obviously I'm going a bit too far, but I'm just saying if he can,
you are going too far.
If he can give us the 100%, like he's getting outcoached by Emery, he's getting outcoached by
Emery's a good coach.
Huh?
Emery's a good coach, and let's not forget that like
the Atalanta coach outcoached him and stuff like that. Like, you can't, at some point, I know he's one of the best tacticians, but he hasn't been that this season. That's my point. He hasn't.
Oh, no, he has been that this season. He has been that this season.
In big games, he has been. In big games,
he's been there. He's been there.
In big games, he has been.
God forbid.
I mean, we're forgetting how we eviscerated the teams. Like I mean, Tottenham, whatever, 0.05 xG.
Yeah, but that's
what was the other game that we limited a team to a 0.07 xG? Like, he's coached.
That was Villa first half. Villa was like 0.00 xG.
No, but there was a game that we left it.
Then I can't really think of many performances like this season that Spurs.
No, there's one other one. I think that the XG was like 0.
One up one.
We
had like 27 games.
I don't think it was West Ham.
But then we've had like 26 games.
We don't have many.
What do you mean this season?
Bro, I'm telling you, this season
we haven't put a.
You guys gonna make me look it up? You guys gonna make me look it up?
Then we haven't played that many games to forget. We haven't had that.
We haven't played a comprehensive.
You guys gonna make me look it up?
Minutes against.
We have regressed. We have. Yeah, and this Rob. When I'm saying this, I'm on your side of it. This is before the run. Forget the run. Because the game's so freaking fast. Then 1 in 7 is only last 2-3 weeks. By the way, that's not that long. Yeah, I'm talking before the run. How many games could you say, guys? Say in the chat, get involved. There's gonna check. How many games, Rob, did we play well? Where you're like, wow, great performance today. We got over the line. Like we done well. Like 0 to 90, we done well. Not great, but we done well enough to win. Most games you've won, even the Nottingham Forest game, we should have conceded at least 2 goals in that game.
Yeah, but that happens though. The way you play, like,
And nah,
bro, you're expecting not to give up any chances? Like, what are we talking about? We play an open
bro,
style.
that's so disingenuous. The way we conceded.
Couch, the point is
We didn't concede against Nottingham Forest. What are you talking about? We clean sheeted.
Yeah, because of the lack of finishing. That first half, they peppered us. They could have been.
Rob, how about this? What's this, Rob? Facts. And there's more, by the way. There's
Which
more.
ones? Which ones? What are the other ones?
Burnley were poor. We're poor against Burnley. I know we won 1-0. We're poor against Burnley. We were
poor against Burnley. We won 2-0. Like, what were we expecting?
We were poor against Burnley.
We were poor.
Performance. It wasn't like Enzo Fernandez.
Their expected goals was 0.044.
Wolves away 4-3.
Yeah, because it's Burnley. It's because it's Burnley, Couch.
So how could we be poor? We created 2. So the XG we created was like something like 2, and they're under 1. Like, that's. I don't know what you guys are talking about here. Like Bournemouth, yeah, sure.
You'll see. We watched that game.
Hey, Dennis, you're so smart. You know what we're talking about.
I would say Bournemouth was a bad game. Wolves
away was terrible. It was.
I don't even remember Wolves away. What was it? What was terrible about it?
Sorry,
the 3-0, winning 3-0 at Wolves. 3-0 away at Wolves.
3-0 up and having to concede.
The cup.
You talk about the cup.
Who cares?
Who cares?
I'm talking about the league, man. We beat them 3-0 easy.
No, forget the league. The league for I include Atlanta. Okay. So I'm not talking about Premier. I use Atlanta.
So when we're talking about like when we played them in the cup, you're talking about a fully rotated squad.
Lincoln was a terrible game. Brentford was a terrible game to a second half. Why are we acting like this season's been good?
Lincoln City. Remember Lincoln City?
Was terrible.
I'm not going crazy. Then I'm not saying this because he's sacked. I don't want him sacked. Maresca come back then. Maresca come back, please.
Do you remember Crystal Palace first game of the season?
I don't wake up, man. It's a bit rude, but you get Master's point. Like, bro, like, can we not? Bro, by the way, then these people here also they disagree with me and Rob. They're not just saying this. Look, bro, we've had bad games.
No,
what's happened then? So what are the games that you guys are highlighting right now are the games where we've heavily rotated the squad, right? That comes back to what I was saying before. Like, I agree. Like, this guy has to learn how to rotate squads better and like balance the team a little bit more. But overall, I wouldn't say that like we've had some good performances this year. There's no denying.
The overall point, Couch, is that we know him to be one of the best tacticians in Europe. Like, we all agree here, he is that. I think to go into this season to be at this particular point, and if you take out the big games, we haven't had a comprehensive win against really any of the smaller side, the left side. Like, our best wins have been Liverpool,
Wolves at home.
Liverpool, Spurs,
those are good wins to have, though. What do you mean? Those are very good wins to have. No, you want to play your best games.
They are great wins to have, but
of course, those are the games that you want to perform your best.
At least 1, 2, or 3 games. Like, have like a comprehensive win. Chelsea dominate for 90 minutes.
So what did they do against Wolves? What did they do against Wolves? What did we do against Wolves?
Wolves is a good game.
Like, what are we doing here, man?
Rob, don't hesitate. Wolves at home was a
good. Yeah, okay, I'll give you Wolves.
Okay, let's see what else here. Like,
then you're going to realize right, by the way. Then you're going to go through it and realize you're correct. It's not many.
Okay. He's going to list
Rob, let's let them land. Then tell us.
What about Everton?
That wasn't a great game.
So when everyone expected us to lose that game, what happened?
It's not about us winning.
Did we dominate?
It's not about us winning 2-0. It's not about us winning.
How you win?
Okay, so we created 5 big chances that game. What are we talking about?
Your name is Couch Critic. And
we created 5 big chances that game. What do you want about?
How many did they create?
3.
That's a lot. What are you talking about?
This is the game you expected us to lose. What are you talking about?
We shouldn't be expecting us to do
exactly
my point.
We were. Okay, so you expected us to lose. We put in a performance where we dominate them for basically the entire 90s.
Dominate them. That's the problem. I watched the game back twice. We didn't dominate them.
I watched the game back twice as well. We won 2-0 comfortably, man. Let's just be real,
Bro,
man.
He wasn't
Couch is a
comfortable.
smart
Couch
guy.
wasn't
Couch
comfortable.
think
He
this is
wasn't
like me
comfortable.
saying this. This is then, this is the point I would say, or even Rob would say.
He
Not
wasn't
from
comfortable. He wasn't
Couch.
comfortable.
This is different Couch.
Bernie wasn't comfortable.
What remember, tell me the chance that like Everton created that you were most scared of. Like, which one was it? Tell me, since it wasn't comfortable.
Was it
What sticks on your head?
I think Beto missed a clear chance. Grealish
Beto missed a clear chance. What do you mean? What was the chance? Tell me what happened.
No, one.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
No, then don't ask me.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even remember.
Hey, guys,
you don't even remember anything.
Question,
it's like, oh man, it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't comfortable, and you can't even think of one instance when you felt uncomfortable.
I'm doing
exactly.
this to remember, and
Thank
it goes
you.
Exactly. That doesn't make you correct.
Tell me. I'm
trying to remember. Let me land.
Do you remember that? Yeah, India hit the post. Remember when India cooked
from
for
outside the box?
Do you remember? He cooked for Fana and went and I think did Sanchez saved that shot. Like he won that one. He left for Fana on the floor.
Thing he missed. I forgot it now. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. Tell me in the chat.
Grealish walked in. I remember that one. Grealish walked in and put it over the bar. Like he went near post. If that's created, if that's what we think is a big chance, then sure. Because like he missed near post when the goalie was there. Like what are we talking about here?
Okay, now we know Den's doing semantics. The point is we haven't had many good games this season. That's just that. That's it. That's the point.
I remember the Grealish chance.
Like then the point is Maresca this season. We're going in circles a little bit. He hasn't performed that well this season, innit? Doesn't mean deserve to get sacked.
No, I just think that you guys are being disingenuous. Like the big game we've had.
I'm not
games
talking in hindsight. I'm being serious. We haven't been performing that well.
I didn't say you're talking in hindsight. I said you're being disingenuous because we've had good performances here. You yourself. Hold on a second. You yourself, Ches, when we were third or whatever it was, not but a couple weeks ago, we're talking all sorts of talk about how this is the Chelsea. We're back. This, that, and the other. Right?
When did I say we're back? People's lying my name. When did I ever say that?
Okay, Ches, were you not in support of what was happening even about 3 weeks ago?
Let me tell you what I said then.
What were you in support of? No, just answer my question.
Hey,
what were you in support of? What were you in support of then?
I think on the stream, Big Six Pants, they brought up a clip of me after the Arsenal game, yeah? That's what you're referring to. And I said a quote on that stream. I said, as it stands right now, my team is like performing to a level I expect them to.
Okay.
Like we're doing good enough to be within the pack. Since then, though, it was lost, draw, lost, win, lost, draw. So, of course, my opinion changed, right?
So, have we played good football this year?
At that point, me and Rob...
Have we played good football this year?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Okay, thank you.
Up to that point, it
against
was
the big teams.
Bro,
against the big teams, Couch.
Yes. Can I respond?
I'm waiting for you to respond. You're not answering the question.
Up to the Arsenal game, the performances, I would say, were... You're getting the result, and the performances, I can kind of forgive them because we're doing enough to get over the line, and you're still third in the league, 3 points behind Arsenal, whatever it is. Since then, though, like Rob said, the results were getting worse, and the performances weren't getting better. So therefore, I start to look at it differently. It's no, you don't get the same grace. Arsenal are performing crap, but they're winning every game. So they can somewhat forgive the fact they're not playing that well because they're getting results. Because ultimately, that's the barometer, isn't it? If right now we had 6 wins in 7 and he was putting out interviews, no one would be talking about any sackings.
You know what's funny though? Like I remember distinctly everyone saying that Chelsea are playing so good and they don't even have their best player, Cole Palmer. Look at the results. And now you're saying that you didn't say that. Like I remember distinctly hearing that Chelsea are playing so good and they don't even have their best player. Wait till Cole Palmer comes back and then we're going to see a different Chelsea, a different level of performance and whatnot. And then, now that he's come back and things ain't even really that level, like everyone's like, oh, no, it's been terrible the whole year. No, it hasn't been terrible the whole year. That's the only point of contention. So that's the whole point of contention I have. We've been playing good football this year. Yes, we've definitely hit a stumbling block. And for me, a lot of that comes down to the fact that we're not rotating the squad correctly. It's not because we're not playing good football to me. It's because we're not rotating the squad correctly. This man is he's making 6, 7, 8 changes to a lineup. And expecting them to play comprehensive good football.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
To be just as fluid, that's impossible.
Yeah.
No, I can't lie to you that you have to admit the Palmer in like the half space, no overlapping fullback. It was getting a bit predictable. You can admit that.
Yeah, but like guys, let's not forget we were doing that even the beginning of this year.
And it
And look
wasn't
at the
working.
look at the
wasn't
results we were getting. Look at the results that were. Ches, are you kidding me right now?
Hey Rob,
We went on a run of form where we only
Rob,
lost 3
forget
games.
Dente. What was our results the first 5 games of the season? Can you tell me?
What does that even matter?
Palace,
You just said beginning of the season, right?
I said the beginning of the year. I mean, from January till now. Like, look at the run of wins we had then.
Make it. I thought you meant beginning of the year as in this season, because this season, beginning of the season, we were crap.
Beginning of the year we were crap too until March.
You know what? That's also true.
Look at the run of form we've been on since then. Even with that crap period that you're talking about, look at the run of form that we were on.
Yeah, after the international break, after the March international break,
guys, we went on a crazy run. Even with that January, even with that January and stuff like that, we were on a crazy run. We were like, I think the 3rd best team, second best team on form from January to the end of the year. Second best team.
I think it was home form.
The second best run of form from January to the end of the year.
Yeah, City was first. I remember
exactly.
Because City,
second best run of form.
Did a similar thing to us where they changed something. They went on a mad run, and so did Chelsea. Because we remember City finished above us. We were both quite low, and we both went up, right? So, but yeah, then we've been pedantic a little bit, but I think we're trying to say, Rob, is that the performances have been a bit. The results.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, like, you guys are making it sound like we haven't played good football this year, and I
wouldn't say terrible.
Have.
I don't know if Rob said terrible. Would you say terrible? I didn't say
no,
terrible.
He didn't say terrible.
I just don't think we've had a comprehensive 90 minutes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah,
like comfortable football. Like there's been like a period where there's been one half where the other team is on top, then the other half, like Newcastle, they were on top first half, second half we're on top. Forest first half they're on top, second half we're on top. Villa were on top first half, they came on the second half. Like Brighton were on top first half, they came on the second half. Like it's been one of those. Maybe what was it? West Ham is the last one I can think, or like from mid.
I don't even think we played well against West Ham, to be honest.
That's the one game that I never felt
we didn't play that against West Ham.
There was any chance we can lose that game. That's the one game.
Yeah, West Ham was so poor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at the time when we play Forest, was also poor under Postecoglou. And I was still in that first. I was like, "Oh my god! If we get
they should have scored easily. Yeah,
it's still 0-0. It's gonna be a miracle." Like we were like most of the time we cry out for halftime. Like Chelsea fans, I don't recall the last time we're like, "Man, I don't want halftime to come because we are cooking this lot." Like we cry out for halftime. We cry out.
Like what annoys me is this, and I want to then respond to this. I know Rob backs the players more than most and the direction, but you know what annoys me then, yeah? You could respond to this. Listen to you. What the issue is, we'll play rubbish second half, first half, come out second half with the same team, basically, and perform and get a result. Exactly. Best case scenario might get a win. Sometimes we get a draw like Newcastle. Can you explain to me why people would look at that and say that's the director's fault?
What do you mean? Say again, sorry?
So you see how we're very like Jekyll and Hyde. We can have one poor first half, like Rob was just saying, and then with the same team, he changes it, tweaks it a bit. In the second half, we increase the intensity. So we all know, Rob, you've heard it before, Maresca's come out and said we tactically don't go out all the way in the first half. We kind of see how the game is. Then he changes it up.
No, I think what he does is he prepares the game a certain way. And then when the club come out and play with a back 5, which is something they don't normally do, they have to tweak the tactics and figure it out in the second half. That's what's happened more times than not. Like teams just, how many times have you seen them in the post-match say, like, yeah, they put together a game plan that we didn't expect to see. They play with a back 5. They've never done that before, and it kind of catches us off guard. Regardless, irrespective of that, that's neither here nor there for me. Like, the issue that I have with Chelsea, and I think it goes more beyond the manager than it does than you guys are giving it credit for, is the fact that we lose so many points from winning positions. Yeah. That, to me, is a big indictment. And that, to me, is less about like X's and O's and more about experience and having the mental fortitude. Like we don't have anyone that is a proper, we lack leadership. Okay. We lack real fundamental leadership in this side.
That also comes to rotation. Like when Unai Emery introduced fresh legs into the team, like we are dead. We've been pressing and doing all the work of man to man or whatever, making runs and whatnot. And 60 minutes, You see center backs are tired. You see
Mm.
midfielders are tired. Well, it's better to bring even if you might not rate the fresh legs, it's better to bring fresh legs in like Andrew Santos. You bring, I know Gus was playing that game, or bring somebody like to get fresh other than playing people on dead legs. Like I don't know if you watch like last 20 minutes of Fofana against Bournemouth, how exhausted he was.
Against
Like,
Bournemouth?
This past game. Like the amount of time, like in the last 15, 20 minutes, how exhausted Fofana was looking. And I'm like, I can see that his legs are gone.
Fofana played a blinder that game though. Like, I don't know what you mean.
No,
like,
but he looked out of it. Gassed.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of playing a 90 minutes, right? Like, yeah, for sure. But you weren't going to take him. You weren't going to take him out at that point, though, were you?
Bournemouth was coming on.
Just answer. Were you gonna? You were thinking of subs Fofana in that game?
Yeah, because they started running past him. They started running past him, coach.
I don't know about that. I think he was one of our better performers on the day, to be honest. But yeah, that's me. Like without question, he was one of our better performers.
Yeah, see, he said sub. And this is not the first time Fofana is asked to be
Jimmy, man, jump on, man. What's wrong with this guy, man?
No, I know Jimmy. If I get Jimmy on, he's just gonna start shouting at me.
Yeah,
he's just gonna try and say to me and Rob, "You rate these players."
Did you watch that video of he and I on his stream last night?
I didn't get to watch it. I didn't watch it.
Hilarious.
I didn't watch it. Bro, but I know you said something crazy. I know you rattled it somehow.
No, I know it wasn't like it was somebody. I think it was Sky was on, and
who's Sky? Anyways, I don't know who that guy.
It was the first time. It was the first time that I'd be on the stream with him.
I don't know.
I think he probably his missus gotten fed up of him being on stream. That's like
It sounded like his mom, man. His mom's like, "Get off the computer, man." He cut off quick too. Man, cut off quick.
You didn't even say bye. He doesn't say, all right. We got the chat. I'm out. No, he just
no outro. What's it?
Yo, man.
Yo, that's
it's like he got caught watching porn in his auntie's basement or something like that.
Yeah, I was like,
quick.
Yo,
I said, that is. So he got told to pack it up.
What you saying in America? You say you got? Is that what they say in it?
He got. Yes,
he got.
Yeah, he got.
It was his babes, yeah. Saying I get it.
She was mad.
I'll shout Jimmy.
All right, I gotta jump off. I gotta jump off, Ches'S. I gotta go have breakfast.
Speak soon, man. Love for coming on. In a minute.
Love.
Safe. But yeah, I think it's a good way to end it there, man. Go crescendo towards the end, man. But not looking good.
No. Not looking good.
I want to be objective and the spokesperson for being, positive. Is not looking. Apparently so.
No way, bro. You're one of the more negative Chelsea supporters, to be honest.
And
every time,
that's what I'm saying.
Every time I see you in the chat, you're talking about, oh man, 3-0 loss incoming. Disaster performance incoming.
And also funny then, it's like I predicted us to not do well.
Oh, did you? It sounds like you're flip-flopping now, because on one foot you're saying, "Oh, we can't do well," and then when we do, you're cheerleading and being all this. Oh my God, yeah, Arsenal, you can't talk to us. This, that, and the other. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's why they're on you, man. You got to pick a lane sometimes, man.
I think people think I deliberately pick two sides that I can't lose, which actually isn't the case. It's just me being objective, so I see both point of views. Sometimes I feel like we'll lose the game. Sometimes I feel like Chelsea could do better. It's what it is. Let's make negative predictions, because I've seen my club lose like 8 finals in a row in Wembley. I've seen my team in the league for 8 years. We won the Champions League once in the last 10 years. That's negative.
You make that sound like it's terrible winning the Champions League once in 10 years. Like you're not going to win it every year. Like we have 2 stars on our chest, man. Like that's big, man. That's massive. You know how many clubs would love to have it even just one?
It's not terrible. It's good. Now, Jim, this isn't true because I get called out for being a Chelsea positive guy.
I don't think you get called out for that.
And then just called me out for being negative. So we need to
pick a side.
No, he's saying that. Other people say this. Well, I haven't said any of that. I haven't said, "Oh, I'm ultra positive or ultra negative." So being objective makes you a.
I just think no, I don't think that's what it is for me. I think that you go from one side to the next quick, man. Chelsea losing 3-0. You see, this is what I told you guys. Negative. And then when Chelsea wins, you're like, oh, you see, this is why we're the greatest club in the world. Blah 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 blah. And you're going in the chats and you're doing this and you're doing that, and it's like, yo, I'm more of a fence sitter, to be honest. I'm more of a guy that just like sits in the middle and be like, yeah, you know what? We'll have to see how it goes. Like that's more my
Yeah, you'll see how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. For Den's purpose, for Jimmy listening, because Jimmy's calling me out, I know he's shouting at the screen. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I still believe we're a much better team than what we're putting out right now. I've even asked people then the other day. I said, "So Chelsea being one win in 7, is that our level? Or are we underperforming?" They all said it's our level. This is why when we win, I'll be telling those guys, "You were wrong. My team isn't that level. We are X in the league or we're Y in the league," and that's why I think I get cooked. I don't think it's because people think I'm too positive or negative. It's because I call them out when people are too extreme. So we win 1 in 7 then. Are we poor guys or is our level? And I'm hearing people say our level is 1 win in 7. Do you think then our level is 1 win in 7?
No, I think you have to evaluate your level over the course of a season. And when you look at Chelsea from the beginning of the year till now, we're in and around top 4. That's basically our level right now. We're a top 4 team. You know, if we can, like, I don't know what's going to happen once you sack this manager and you bring somebody else in, like maybe the level drops and then, you know, we're somewhere else. But as you look at the ebbs and flows of the season, Chelsea are a top 4 team right now. You know, that's essentially where they are, in and around there.
And where do you think we'll finish? You say we'll be top 4, right?
I don't know, bro. I again, all bets are off for me right now because this new manager thing.
In the season, I didn't make it. Okay, what did you say would finish? Did you make a prediction?
Oh, I said top 4. I said top 4. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Did you say? I'm guessing you didn't say title race.
No, I didn't say title race. I said for me, and it's proven correct again. Like we have to. Like I wasn't talking anything about title until I see what happened in November, December, because that's when the games start coming thick and fast. Do we have the ability to rotate the squad? Like you could. The receipts are there. I spoke on Mo's stream about it. I was on Jem's stream. Like it's the same thing. For me, you don't start talking title race until you get into this period of the season. And that's when you just start to evaluate who are the real teams and who are the pretenders. Mm-hmm. And once again, Chelsea just don't have the quality to or the ability to rotate effectively to be considered title contenders. It's just that simple. You know?
I hear you on that. It's true.
Yeah. And like, you know, and like part of the blame is still on Maresca for me because
100%.
Because I've been saying from time that he needs to rotate the squad. He has to find a way to rotate the squad effectively so that we're not in this period where the matches are coming thick and fast and you're running guys into the ground. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if he's saying that these players aren't good enough, it's up to him to get them up to speed. Like we haven't seen Hato since Karabakh, where he's playing center back, you know, like, and now we have Cucurella out injured, you know, as a result of that. It's his responsibility as a manager to get these guys up to speed, and he hasn't done that in the last 2 seasons. Like, we're forgetting about Nkunku. We're forgetting about Nkunku all last year. Felix. Not getting any minutes, 0 minutes. You know, like in the Christmas period where Maresca is talking about, he will play, he will get time. He didn't get any minutes sometimes. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like we're seeing the exact same, you know, rotation philosophy from last year carry over to this year when you need to do it. Like there's no doubt about it. You have to figure it this period of the year out. And yeah, man, I just don't think that the blame should fall directly at his feet. But I also believe that he can't shirk the responsibility that he's been given to work the entire squad, figure out how to use more than 12 players, 13 players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's a shame. But Jimmy, you're messaging. I sent you the link, bro. But you haven't got long. Go join. But then I feel like moving forward, like I said to you and Roberto, I'm a bit concerned because I don't really see Liam as being tactically anything significantly better or the same in Maresca, which concerns
No.
me. I don't know how good he's going to be. I don't know much about him. He is helpful. At least he's a person of color, which is quite good to have someone in management in our club. But aside from that, I don't really see him.
It's a good shot. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I don't think we've never had a black manager. Really. That's true. A good shot. Good shot. Good shot. Good shot. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, like I don't. That really concerns me because he's going to be the manager.
I don't understand how you can go from, a guy that you consider to be one of the top tacticians in Europe to a guy who's a novice, really. Like, I don't know. Don't hate, man. What's wrong with this guy? Come on now, man. Come on now. It only takes one drop of black blood, man. Trust me.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I just don't know how you can go and like know that he with all the briefings that we're getting the last little while, that October, November, he was talking about the city job, and your contingency to all of this is, oh yeah, well, we'll just get Liam Rossignol for big Chelsea. I'm sorry, man. Like, that don't make no sense.
His promotion. That was not the plan for him to come in. What? Rossignol only joined that last year, so for the year, also he's going to become the Chelsea manager, which he was meant to do in a few years' time.
You know what I mean? So it's just like that to me makes no sense that you go from, Maresca winning the cups, him briefing you that like Man City are looking at him, and to be honest with you, I don't blame him for wanting to go to Man City. I don't blame him at all. Like, it's just a more stable environment. He has he may have a little bit more autonomy in his decision making, but I don't know how you can get those briefings and then get to this point right now where you're saying, well, yeah, the only person that we have, the contingency right now, is Liam Rossignol. Like, what are we talking about here? For real?
For real. It's mad. Put his comments in. Quick question for you then before we end off. Is the season around for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a write-off. I mean, we still have objectives. We definitely still have objectives.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
I mean, I don't expect this team to finish in the top 4, top 5. I don't. I just don't. Like, I'm being real. Like, there's a completely different philosophy coming in again. New, we're gonna have to use. Maybe this means that some guys get another chance, though. Who knows? Maybe Jackson comes back. Maybe Raheem Sterling gets another look in. I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. I have no optimism for the rest of the season at this point in time. How about yourself?
With Maresca, he was in the Man City academy. He worked under Pep. He just won the trophy. With Liam, there's none of that. There's nothing. It's just numb. It's just, thanks for joining the club. We'll see how you do. There's no excitement. There's no aura. There's no edits. There's no PR pieces. It's just really bland. It's a guy from Strasbourg who we have no idea about, who's coming to one of the biggest football clubs in the world after we've sacked one of our better managers under this project. So what can you really say after that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it
in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell.
A little bit more.
We're bringing in the Strasbourg manager to manage big Chelsea.
Hey, Jimmy, does that sound like pen sitting to you? Does that sound like I'm being positive and negative? It does. It's just objective, right? There we go then. This is saying how it is. So then, moving forward, it'll just be us talking football. It won't be anything more than that. We have no attachment to the guy. If he comes in and gets us third the trophy, I'll be back on my train saying the club made the right choice. If he doesn't, I'll be saying they made the wrong choice.
Yeah, but right now I'm saying, like, what is this? What are we doing here? What are we doing?
The only thing I might be looking forward to be fair, is different style of play. Because the style of play, like we argued about for like 10 minutes.
He plays a back five, essentially.
I want to see more attacking football. I think the way we play is way too conservative with the player profiles we have. I feel like with the profiles we have, I just don't see him being the players we used without Maresca weren't being utilised to their best potential. The lap was playing as like a build-up striker. João Pedro didn't really know where to be. Palmer was terribly off form. Didn't have a position for him. It wasn't. I can't really think of many top performers under the system, under Maresca, and that's why I said to you then, I think people are really overlooking how bad the tactics were towards the end.
Yeah,
Well,
but
like,
here's the other thing too.
that's my
Again,
opinion, though. I don't think João Pedro is actually a good player. We haven't really seen much of him.
yeah, he's been dwelling on the ball. Part of the blame is not just on the manager. The part of the blame is the players too. Let's not forget that. Like João Pedro takes too many touches and turns over the ball when he could just like be laying it off and get into better positions. But yeah,
Jimmy,
no,
and you have the link.
Yeah.
Join on, bro. Jimmy, you have the link. I sent it to you. But go on then.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I guarantee you, what's going to happen is the people that are going to be more Rosenior in are going to say, just give him a chance. He hasn't had a preseason, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we're going to go through this period now, 18 games left to play, with a new idea, new philosophy, and expect it to work because it's new. But all these things take time. Like, tactics take time to mature. Like, he has to figure out what his best 11 is still. He still has to figure out like who's going to be fit for him. All that stuff is still things that are going to be that are going to be worked out, and it's not going to be quick. It's not going to be quick. So I'm not optimistic about this, man. Like, mid-season manager changes. Yeah, we've seen it at Chelsea before. You know, the manager bounced, but only when we had a bunch of veterans in the locker room that could basically take over. You know, that's the only time that's worked. You know, mid-season changes with this regime have been nothing short of diabolical, man. I mean, Frank Lampard coming. How many games did we win under Frank Lampard when he came back? You know, like, anyway, bro, it's gonna be deep. It's gonna be long, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be dark and long for a long time. But here we go. We're starting over again.
Another comment before we go. I see a bit of Chelsea unshackled and unbound. That just made me laugh because it's just like, I think Maresca was holding us back, but boy, I think he could have done a lot better towards the end. What else we got here? We're not a serious football club anymore. A lot of people think the same as you, bro. What do you think about Liam? I mean, Den spoke on that. Maresca plays system, requires high-level wingers. Why he keeps playing the system? That's what I was thinking too. That's the only thing I look forward to, like I said to Dan. I don't trust the centre-backs or the lap. That's our span of our team, hence why we think.
I mean, the lap to me is proving to me that he's just not technically sound enough to play for this club. He's just a bully, you know, a guy that just like puts himself about, you know, maybe able to carve up, and he's not even doing that well, to be honest. But yeah, he doesn't really show me that he has the technical ability to be, you know, a part of this. It's like, it feels like, lack of a better term, it feels like Lukaku all over again, like a guy that's just kind of like big and bullish, but doesn't have any technical ability, you know? And
systems can help that, though.
Sorry?
A system can help these kind of players who are like that. So I feel like the way we asked him to play under Maresca wasn't helping him at all.
Yeah, but I mean,
like, you know, then you watch the game. He's
so what would you do with the lap? Well, how would you play with him? On the counter, right?
At the moment, we can go off what he's been told to do now. At the moment, he was told to do drop in like Jackson would, linking up play, being a target man. For me, like you said, he's not that. He's a guy who gets on the end of things. I'll be telling him to stay up front, maybe occupy the in the backs, get those half chances.
He is doing that though. Like, that's the thing. He is doing that. But the issue that I have is when we're looking to play through teams and stuff like that. Like, we're looking to like be, you know, technically sound, like 1-2 touches, get it in the box. You know, when he's crowded out, he doesn't have the technical ability to get involved in the game, right? So he's more of a counter-attacking footballer. I don't understand why he was identified as a guy to come in and play like low block football when he's not that guy. He doesn't have that sort of like technical ability, right? So for me, it was, again, the sporting directors bringing in somebody that can't play the football that you want to employ at the club. You know, same with Garnacho. You need somebody that's a little bit more tricky and a little bit more, you know, technically sound on the wing. And why is he playing for Chelsea then? Why when you think about what you're trying to do, like tactically, why are you going out and getting Garnacho? It doesn't make any sense to me. So
it doesn't.
It's just where we are right now, man.
Bad state.
Where we are.
See you guys tomorrow. We'll get more news. Virginia probably will be Chelsea manager by the time we speak next.
They got to find the manager. We got to find the manager for Strasbourg before they bring him in. But yeah, it's a joke.
It's literally all
Absolute joke.
If people call it a counter, I defended it. Now I can't defend that. It is what it is. I'm not going to be delusional. But anyway, then descriptions down below. Great show. Hour and 50 minutes was mad. Big personalities on here. Big up Cheese for enjoying the content. Be a long time. I will be streaming every day now. I took a month off. My bad. But hate Arsenal, hate the ops. Chelsea needs to pattern up. Big up them for joining. Description down below. You guys know what to do. I love it.
All right, peace.
New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's. Love.